Hey you guys, it's Eric Silvermoon, aka the Lunar Wolf, and I wanted to do this quick video showing you guys my digital grimoire. I've been sharing a couple of pages, a couple pages I've been sharing it on Instagram, and most of you seem very interested to find out a little bit more on what I've been using and how I've been using it. I'm working currently on my iPad Pro. This is the 11-inch 2018 series. And the app that I've been using for the Grimoire, it's called Goodnotes, and we'll kind of open that up now. And this is kind of what it looks like. It lets you create different notebooks, is what they call it, that you kind of create different things. At the moment, I just have my fitness notebook, my Grimoire, and then my planner. And then the great thing is that as I'm working on my Grimoire, I realized that I could probably create different notebooks specifically, let's see, for herb magic or candle magic. So I have the books just the way that I have these three, but specifically for things. But at the moment, I'm adding everything that I'm working with or on right now to one notebook. But like I mentioned, as I'm working, I'm thinking maybe I can separate them into actual different notebooks, like having one for divination and what's for. So that's kind of where my mind's at now. But what I'll show you is kind of what I've been working on now with this Grimoire here. So we'll open that up so you guys can kind of see it. And the great thing is that you can download these pages and then print them out if you want. So if it's something where you want to have like a hard copy of it, you go ahead and print them out. You don't have to use color images or color fonts. You could keep it all black and white if you want to save on your ink. But I like the option of being able to print these pages out and save them so that you could have a hard copy of it. And the feel for this Grimoire, since I'm working with the god Odin and then the goddess Morrigan, they all have this kind of knotwork, kind of traditional Celtic, Nordic kind of feel for it, of course. So I wanted to bring that into the Grimoire. Even though I'm not physically drawing or stuff like that, it's still art, and it's still allowing me to express myself as an artist by creating and manipulating images and creating my own kind of borders, and it's almost like really fancy collage work, I guess, in a sense, because you're doing it all digitally. But it's been really fun. So I'll kind of go through the pages with you and we'll kind of share what I've done so far. So this is the cover. It just has Grimoire, and everything's customizable. So right now I'm in the customize mode, but I could clear off and then just have it for as like the books. Like I could move it around, zoom in. But if I wanted to customize it, then I can. But right now we'll kind of switch into the next page, which is the Lunar Wolf, just like a title page almost. I did want to add myself in the book so I could kind of, I don't know, just have a representation imagery of myself here. Then I have my title page, or the book blessing, I guess this will be what it's called. And you kind of just find different images online. I have this really cool font that turns everything into like a Nordic text font size, so I really enjoyed that. And then I go into the first title pages is Odin. And like I mentioned, I haven't worked too much on these pages. It's only been maybe 2 weeks or a week, I would say, that I've been kind of creating the pages. It does take some time. I don't have that many, but what I have, I actually like. And like I mentioned, I could always customize it. So right now I have this page, which is the About Odin page. And like I mentioned, you could customize everything. So if it's something where, let's say, for example, I want to edit, let's say I don't resonate with some of the words anymore, or let's say I decide to change my mind about lapis lazuli, I don't resonate no more with that, then I could delete it or change it or move the word around. There's really great features where, for example, if I wanted to switch the raven, then I could go to photos and highlight it to move it around. If it's something where I do like where everything's at, I just want to kind of change the placement, I could kind of loop this whole area and then switch it around the page where it see fit. So I love the freedom and then the ability to really do a lot of stuff with this. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been having so much fun kind of creating all these different things. Then I have the Morrigan Page. And these are, again, images that I found online, and later I could always, add my own art to it, maybe even draw some sketches and stuff in here. I'm still trying to figure out the digital art. It's so much different, obviously, than using a pen and pencil and paper. So I've been practicing on a different app. But then we kind of go into the About the Morrigan page. This one's a little bit more lengthy because I did include a couple things that I enjoy about what I've learned about the Morrigan. And then we kind of go into the runes, and then I'll have the page for the runes. And it takes a little bit to load sometimes on this, especially with the rune pages. I think it's a lot of things going on. But I just kind of created the borders, and then I added, I just kind of created also the runic symbols and the colors that I feel may be associated with that rune, just to kind of make it pop a little bit more. So this kind of continues on for 3 pages. And here's the other runes. Some more runes. And this is another one I created called Rune Spreads. That it's based on the ones that I resonate the most with when it comes to doing like a rune reading. I found that the 3 rune spread is great. The 9 rune spread is good. I feel like it works best for, I think, for like the sabbats. I think that'll be a good thing. And then the general tossing of the runes and reading that, and just so that I have as like a reference. Then I have rune binding, which I've been learning recently, and I created my own rune, which I added here, which is the Odin's Protection rune that showed the 3 different runes that I used to create this image, and then a little bit of information about it. And then here I have actual Abounded Runes page, where I've been creating runes specifically for a specific reason or an energy, and I created these categories, which is protection, abundance, health, family, magic, success, and work. And the runes that I've been actually working on, I'll add them on here, and you could always change them or update them as you kind of go on. And then we kind of go into the 9 realms in this cover. So this will be diving into the 9 realms of Norse mythology, starting with Asgard. And I wanted to use the same border for all pages, but I just customized the color and the texture to give it a little bit of a different feel. And it just has a little bit about what I've resonated with about the realm. So in this case, about Asgard will just be what I resonated with. And then I'll have another little blurb about what are the divine beings or creatures that reside in that world. And at the bottom, I added what magical correspondence I personally feel would work with this realm. Since I am starting to incorporate realms and their energy into my magical work, I'll pull them in for certain things. So I added different, I guess it'll be properties listed at the bottom. And these aren't properties you will find online or on their myths. It's just, again, what I felt resonates best in this realm based on the folklore and the history. And most of the realms actually don't have much stories for them. They're very briefly mentioned, so most of everything is going to be subject to your own interpretation. And then we have the next one with this Alfheim, same concept about the realm, who are the divine creatures or gods that live in that area, and then what my magical properties would be for this area. And we have Jotunheim, same concept. And then we have Midgard, which is our realm. It's home, so we'll put that there. And we have Muspelheim. And then we have Svartalfheim. And then Niflheim and Helheim, I combined them together because they're both 2 different realms that are ruled by the goddess Hel or Hela. And I didn't want to kind of split her in 2 separate pages. I just kind of wanted to combine it. I know it's briefly met in some of the mythology why she kind of rules both realms, but it's still part of the underworld. I just feel Niflheim reminds me a little bit like Limbo, in a sense where it's kind of like where like people who passed away that don't necessarily get chosen by the Valkyries and Odin to go join them in Valhalla or in Frasia's Valhalla area. They kind of have to travel through the underworld to get into Helheim, and I feel like Niflheim is that bridge where they have to travel to this place to get to Helheim, where is their final resting place. So it kind of just made more sense to combine them together. Then I have Vanaheim, same concept, and that's as far as I've gotten. And then we create a new page here. But the good thing is that you could go through all the different pages. You could add some to your favorites if you just want to go to specific things or specific notes. If you're planning to print them out, you kind of have an idea about the outline in terms of like of a book. What's page 1, what's page 10, go to that page 10, and it loads up for you. So it's really interesting to have it this way. I really enjoyed it. And like I mentioned, you could customize them, change them. Especially for me, if I watch another book and I get ideas, then I'll go ahead and maybe upgrade some of these pages or add new pages to it. And that's pretty much it in terms of like the way that I've been using this app. The other way is just kind of like if you decide to do like a planner. I did a planner, customized it myself, did everything that I needed to do on it. I even added a daily Oracle Tarot card of the day, and my messages and stuff like that. And then you have your magical task and to-do list. So you have so many different things you could actually customize using this app, which I really enjoy the opportunity. And one of the things what we can kind of play around with is maybe on that last page to kind of give you an idea. So you could start with a blank page, or you could start with a different line page, a calendar, this kind of page, monthly planner. They have it in this yellow color, which I don't like. But I always like doing a blank page because it's kind of like a canvas. You get to customize it. And we'll kind of play around. So if I was going to create, let's say, let's use a different border. Let's say that. So we just kind of enlarge it, have it fit the way that you want. And we'll just kind of do it like that. And we could add some text. And I already have it on Norse. So if I go in here and I just put test, just to kind of give you an idea. Then I could select all and then just change the size, maybe center it, and we could do that. And we could always add an image to give you an idea. And we could go to highlight, which highlight's such a cool feature because it lets you kind of highlight, and there's a feature where it straightens out the line. So if I do that, then it makes it like that. But if I'm trying to do straight and my hand's kind of crooked, it'll straighten it out for me. So I was like, oh, you could kind of have fun with it and just create different borders or whatnot. You could always just delete the whole thing. But yeah, I really liked it. Like I mentioned, let's say if I have my text here and I like the way that is, but I want to move it a little bit different, then I could always lasso the whole thing. And it'll move the images around, whatever you decide to grab onto. They have this feature which you could just kind of do a shape and it'll straighten it out for you as well. But that's pretty much like what I've been using it for to create my pages. And I've been having a lot of fun using it. I think it's been kind of entertaining, I guess. It's been just kind of realizing that I've been enjoying meditating into these pages and putting my energy in it. And I know you guys wanted to know a little bit more about what I've been doing. But yeah, so if you like the digital format, or if you feel like you'd rather have a book format, if you'd rather have something, then there's something out there now which is wonderful. Technology is amazing. There's something out there for every witch. So this just seems at the moment what works best for me. And like I mentioned, if I feel like I want to have a book, then I could print out the pages and even consider doing like a book binding of my own. I found some great videos on YouTube that show how to bind your own or create your own bounded books. So that's been fun. But that's pretty much it, you guys. This is what I've been working on as my digital Grimoire. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please comment below. Let me know what you think, what your preferences are. Like and share this video. Thank you guys so much. Blessed be. Mwah.